Welcome back to Everyday Dad. Today we're back to the Dewalt DCST972. That is their attachment capable string trimmer. You can, remove the shaft in the center here and add different attachments such as hedgers, chainsaws, or your edger. Today we're going to be putting this thing through the paces. Going to go ahead and attach the edger attachment. Got a couple neighbors that agreed to let me edge their overgrown pathways. I don't think the yards have ever been edged before, so we'll definitely be putting a good load on this thing and seeing how long a battery will last us. So hang along, show you what we're going to be trimming up, and enjoy the video. Starting here is a picture of my lawn. Edging's definitely been done and well kept on my property. And then we go over to my neighbor's yard. Here the grass is overextending the concrete by 1 inch to 2 inches, and as I went on in the video, you'll even see some of the areas that I edged through are probably 3-4 inches overlapping the concrete, and probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. So this thing's going to get put through its paces. So let's go ahead and start talking about this thing a bit. 60 volt attachment string trimmer by Dewalt. I've been using this thing for a couple weeks now, 3-4 weeks, and I've got to tell you, I'm loving it. It's got to be the ultimate homeowner weed whacker. You could probably maybe use it commercially, but you'd have to have several extra batteries. Today, this thing lasted, 25-30 minutes cutting or edging through some, heavy overgrowth. These lawns have never been edged before, and I really just had to hack my way through. Everywhere that I went, it took 2 passes, one just to get initially cut through, then blow all the debris out of the way so I can make a clean path through for the second path. And so 2 passes like this, and then I'll come back later and trim it up with the weed whacker, and we should be looking pretty good. But I hope my neighbor will be happy. I'm glad he let me do this to make the video, so thank you, John. Alright guys, just check out, that's lawn strip, man. That's just showing how overgrown the sidewalk that thing really was. So, soil just sitting on top of the concrete, probably a solid 1 inch thick. So, this sucker's plowing. It's doing a really good job for a battery, weed whacker trimmer. And I just keep on making 2 passes. For heavy overgrowth, 2 passes was definitely necessary, but by the end of the second pass, it was looking pretty clean, and I'm pretty sure I could just put the string trimmer head back on and run through one last time and have a really good looking edge on this lawn. Just needed to green up a bit. Anyways, about the string trimmer, it's the DCST972 string trimmer. In the package, you will get a flex volt battery. It's the 3 amp hour version, a charger, 0.080 line pre-round on the spool, and then an auxiliary handle and guard, which you'll have to install yourself. One warning when you go to pull this thing out of the package, this got me, and I've seen a few complaints about it on the Home Depot reviews. It's really just people being dumb. But anyways, when you go to put your attachment on for the very first time, where the little, where you have your little depression, your little button, and the crimp there to hold the attachment to the power head, there is a little coupling, and that will definitely be in your way and cause a little bit of a headache if you don't realize what it is. But once you realize that's a coupling, just pull it out. It slips right out. It's not really held in or bolted in or anything, and the shaft will go right on. Also, your 20 volt battery, it's probably a good idea to maybe run it down a little bit. Sometimes the chargers don't like them right out of the box and they don't want to charge them. And Also just push it real hard, make sure it's all the way in. The 60-volt batteries are a little bit of a pain in the butt to get on the charger. So the trimmer, it does trim at 0 to 4650 RPMs in low, and 0 to 5800 RPMs in high. Everything you see me doing in this video is in high power mode, and I am in full throttle 99% of the time. So at that pace, I did get a solid 25 minutes of runtime out of it. I'm sure your results will vary, but I was going through some pretty heavy growth. Obviously cutting through about that first inch of soil, and then, you know, whatever's down below it as well. The head that comes with it, as far as the string trimmer portion of it, is it's a bump feed spool, and it's also a quick load spool. So you don't actually take the spool apart to load the string. You just get it lined up in a certain position, and then you pass the string through it. Once the string's passed through it, you can then twist the spool to wind the string back in. If you guys would like, just let me know in the comments, and I can make a video on loading the spool if you're curious. But it's very simple, very straightforward, so I'm pretty sure you'll all be able to figure it out. I have confidence in that. When you're using the string trimmer attachment, you do have a 15 or 17 inch adjustable cut path, and you can also run 0.080 line or 0.095 line. Once I run out of the 0.080, I am going to go ahead and bump up to the 0.095 line and see how that runs. I can do a video for that for you guys as well. Again, just let me know in the comments. And then one thing I really like about that wide cut path is that I did have the Dewalt 20-volt version of the string trimmer previously, which I passed on to my father. It'd be a little easier than the gas trimmers for him, so he doesn't have to gripe about carburetors and things like that anymore. And anyways, that only had a 13-inch cut path, so the wider cut path when using the string trimmer portion is definitely very noticeable. Now for the edger portion, it does put you in a little bit of a bent over, awkward position to edge, but every weed whacker with an edger attachment I've ever used is just the same. The only way to really get away from that is to use a purpose-built edger that you just walk behind. Overall, the edger attachment did work great. Compared to a gas one, I'd noticed that the RPM is a little bit slower with the edger attachment, but it still did get the job done. The electric motor does seem to provide plenty of torque, and really doesn't bog down that much. It kind of keeps a good consistent pace even when you're really
Alright guys, you saw just how
on
thick that was. So we'll go back to my yard. Here's my yard here. Nice clean edging. And here's that extremely overgrown section. Check it out where it is now. Look at all the debris in the ditch. There you go. Where you can see both sides of the walkway. Alright. That thing did a pretty good job. So for extremely overgrown areas, check out this pile that we had left over at the end of that. It's just 4 or 5 inch ribbon, probably inch thick. And then here's everything we did. So we did this entire planter, super overgrown the whole way. In fact, you can see the mud where I stripped up that grass. The next planter, also extremely overgrown, did half of that one. And then all of my neighbor's yard, and that was also very overgrown. So I mean, that's not your typical edging. That's kind of to the extreme. So I'd say that battery lasts a good 25 to 30 minutes. Pretty happy. In fact, actually the damn leaf blower eats up batteries much faster. But 60 volt edger attachment, I'd definitely say is a plus. I'll come back and charge up the battery, come back and weed whack, and then mow up all the debris.
Here's one last look, and if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot when you click that like and subscribe button. And come back to watch future videos. If you have any other suggestions for tool reviews, please let me know.